So what's going on, guys? How you guys doing out there? Happy Wednesday to everyone. And yeah, some interesting things are going on. First thing, if you look right above there, you'll see I've set a release date. Oh, wow. Hades has truly frozen over. That's all I can say, man. After 3 years, it's hard to believe. So, if you go back to what I was talking about before, like on Monday, I was kind of debating in my own head, kind of going, I got the situation where I either have to rebuild, I have to upload the iOS version to Apple before the end of this month. Otherwise, I have to do a new version of it that incorporates the new version of Xcode. So I was trying to avoid that. But what I realized is that, when I took what I consider to be my release candidate, I submitted that up to Google and Apple, and both of them went through with flying colors like they have in the past. So what I realized is that, yeah, I'm actually in good shape. I guess what I got right now could just be the release version. So what I'll probably do is put, with Apple, you can do this. You can actually set a forward release date. So what I may do in the next day or two, which I'll have to do obviously I'll have to do in the next day or two, is tell Apple to take the beta version, which I did call version 1.0, which not right for beta, but yeah, my rules, my game, my rules. But yeah, I'll go ahead and pretty much pull the trigger on that and submit it to them and say that's going to be my release version, and just set the release date for the 15th. I just figured that was a good date. The reason I didn't just say, okay, put it out now, is that'll give me some time to actually have a version that I can start pointing to and hopefully start banging the drums and get some exposure for the game. So that's going to be the game plan now, is just really focus on getting someone, anyone, everyone to look at it, review it, and give some, hopefully some decent reviews. That'd be nice. Excuse me, and just start to build the buzz a little bit, as much as I can, over a couple of weeks, or 16 days to be precise. So that's going to be the game plan. So what I need to do now is finish up some of the promo art. That's what I need to get at to. So what you see on the screen right now is my current icon, which it was okay. It's not bad, but I think I can improve it a little bit. So I'm going to start with that and move on to some other stuff. One of the other things, talk about burying the lead. So one of the things I had to do, right, which was mandatory for me before I got to get the game out there, as you guys, if you've been watching the stream at all, I've been ranting about Amazon and the fact that the clock, sometimes one of my virtual servers has a time stamp on the server that's literally like 1 full second off, and nothing I could do about that. So I had to come up with plan B, and plan B is right there. There you go, man. That is my computer running the server in the background. And the way it's set up now is you guys don't have to actually update the game. I have it set up now where it dynamically pulls in the new IP address. So what'll happen is after you guys start, if you've downloaded before, right? If you already have a version downloaded and you start running it right now, it will probably not update like on the first go round, but as soon as you update the next one, it's going to come back and say cannot log in, because it's pointing to the new one. So you are going to have to create a new account, but this is all beta test anyways. This is not like a release, but so you will have to update your account. But the cool thing is that will be where it's running on my machine right there in the background. So he's just going to be chugging away, right? And as far as I can tell, I've been doing some testing on my own, and so far it's been like flawless. It's as best as I could hope for. So it's just a little rinky-dink PC that I picked up. I replaced the hard drive with an SSD, and it's just plugging along. It's like a mid-range i5, and nothing for graphics, but who cares? All that matters is that the fact that it can process and connect you guys. So that's what I got rolling, man. So great news on that. I didn't think that would be so easy to set up, but it turned out to be pretty easy. I got all the stuff migrated. If I have to do this again, if I have to migrate to a new server, then obviously what I would do is shut down the current server, back up all the data, and migrate that to the new server. So, this whole idea of losing your data is something I just decided because this is, it's simpler for me, and also just because it's beta, right? I mean, you guys really aren't losing anything. You know, so that's the setup now. So that's fantastic. It works great. It's running on my own machine, so I'm not paying Amazon monthly charges. You know, if the game takes off, if the game gets traction, and I get a lot of people playing it, then it could get bogged down. But that's a good problem to have. And if that happens, then I'll worry about relocating. But I'm not going to worry about that, at least in the time, for the initial time being. So that's it. That's the update. Once again, official release date now set. So coming up on the 16th, you guys will be able to get the official release version. Although the beta pretty much is what is out there in the beta version right now is going to be the final version as well. So really not much of a change. I mean, literally nothing. Unless something goes weird, you know. So there you go. So I guess what I should start is just, you know, like I said in my posting there, it's going to be updating some promo art. So I'm going to start with this bad boy right here. And this was like an older character, which was just taking it from like end game. But you saw that I did those renders of those guys, so I'm going to see if I can find a better version of the villager that I can use in place of him. And then what I might do is replace the launcher with like the dragon. You know, I think the dragon would be a little more interesting to look at. So that will be the game plan. So let me back up here. Let's go into my images, character icons, Middle Ages, and this would be warrior. Alright, oh, and I'm not sure which one I want. So, tell you what, I'm going to throw up a little folder here on the side. Let's go images. Oops. Character icons, Middle Ages, warrior. Alright, let me thumb through these here. Shrink down this a little bit. Alright, so we got that guy, that guy. That's not bad. I wish it wasn't in like full profile. I may just re-render this just in a special. Let's see. So right now I have him just kind of running like that. Yeah, you know, I may just kind of re-render that pose, but with this character. So let me come back. Oops, grab the wrong one. I guess I can use this guy. So let me fire up Lightwave and see if I can load up that old scene. So, by the way, I've got to say, how you guys doing out there? How's your Wednesday? Made it to the middle of the week. So far, so good. Things are good here. If I plow through a bunch of this art, as I mentioned on the title for this stream, I may bounce over to one of my older games called Poke with Bob that I need to do an update on the GUI. So if time permits, or if I just have the strong inkling to do it, I may bounce over to that. But initially, I'm going to start doing some of this promo art stuff. So let's see. It's going to be under here. Scenes. Characters. Middle Ages. Warrior. Let's see. Building. Icon poses. Perfect. Really? Huh. Oh, under export? There it is. Okay, so let's see, which one was that? That was E. So I'll load him up. Yeah, sure. Oops, that's not the right one. Middle Ages. Warrior. Icon poses, export, try D. That's not it either. See? No. B. Alright, has to be this guy. There he is. Alright. And of course, he's not smooth. There he is. Turn on VPR. Whoa. Really? Okay, I lost all my lighting. I lost my regular smoothed out character. Huh. Okay. Pose A3. Alright, so let's go back over into Modeler. Let's see. Objects, characters, Middle Ages, warrior. Icon poses. Oh, it's scenes. Really? That was bad naming convention on my part. Okay. Characters, Middle Ages, warrior, icon poses. Alright, and it is this guy? Yeah. It should smooth out. Look at that. Like magic. Sweet. Alright. Because I'm going to mess with the camera now. Alright. Let's see what we can get here. Alright, so let's come back and look. So this is the pose we had before, so that's kind of our template. Let's see. Bank, just to get more of that. Maybe a little further below and up. Oops. Yeah. Tell you what, I'm gonna make him larger in frame. And I can reposition him in Photoshop where I need to, so that just gives me the options of where I want to put him. Alright, do an F9 on that. And what do we render that? Let's do it as a 1024. I'd rather them too large than too small. Let's change this to a, you know what? I'm just gonna not even worry about doing an export like that. Just do it F9. Excuse me. Let that render. There he goes. Perfect. Two images, character icons, Middle Ages, warrior. Call this A alt. Alt pose. Good enough. Grab him, paste him in. Oh, interesting. The size. Oh, he's already 1024. Okay. I may re-render him even larger. Just so I have. Yeah. Wow. You know what? Forget that. The icon I got at 1024. I might as well just do this right. So let me re-render this bad boy. As a. Oops. There he goes. Bumping up to 2048. So funny, it's so stuck in like mathematical terms that I don't do like a 2000 by 2000, right? It's all 1024, 512, 64, 2048. You can tell the math people, right? Kind of a dead giveaway. Alright. So I'll re-render this, I'll save it back out, and we'll drag it back into Photoshop. Now he's going to be twice as large, so it gives me a little more room to play with him in terms of positioning and scaling, all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, 2K, so it's... No, not 2K, 2048, so it's running a little slower. And there he goes. Good. Let's come back into PNG32. Overwrite that one. Alright, back to Photoshop. Kill and reload that one. Boom. There he goes. Okay. So we drop him in. Yeah, look at that. He's humongous now. That's exactly what we want. Yep. So similar to what we had before, but little differences in there. I'm going to start with that, and we'll see if I want to adjust it over time, but I also want to probably play with the brightness and contrast. The grays are a little, some of the darkness there is a little dark. I could either go back to the render and kind of adjust that, or I can just do it in here and try and see if I can cheat that with brightness and contrast controls. So I'm going to copy a layer. Paste. I like that outline. I like that. It kind of helps it stick out. I mean, if you think about the icon being like that big, yeah. So, all right. And I'm gonna leave him right there. Once I swap this out for something like the dragon or something like that, which I'll probably render to better simulate the pose, get in that position, I may reposition him, but for the time being, let's try this. Let's go. I'm going to clone him so I can come back in case I screw this up. Alright, so let's play with the brightness and contrast first. Oof. Let me try it with 2 levels. Nope. Okay. So I'm still not getting these darker levels up the way I want it to without losing some of the detail on him. So I may actually go back and re-render this with a little tweaking to the lighting. Try and fix up some of those darker gray areas. Let me just take one more stab at this, just through brightness and contrast, see if I can get what I want here. Try it that way, and then image. Pump up the saturation a bit, kind of go that direction.
Just shut it down and go to bed.
About that.
Killing me. I fought demons and dragons and Balrog.
That may work. Let's see.
Me. Let's call it a night, Shane.
Yeah.
I'm serious now. Don't make me listen. Let me put it to you.
All right. Save on him. So the next thing to do is kill the catapult in place of one of the more interesting characters, like the I love the dragon. Dragon's my personal favorite, so I'm gonna try and see if I can get something with him. So save that. Let's see. Dragon. Now I think, yeah, so I did this, I was posing it in my LT, right, and then kicking it back over to Lightwave. So my choice here is probably going to be best to go back into my LT and make the adjustments over there, because, yeah, that's not too good. The other choice, let me see if I can do it this way. Let me see if I can actually load up Dragon throwing. Okay, where's my exports? Huh. That's peculiar. I'm looking for my FBX export for the dragon tossing move, but alright. Fine, I'll go back into my LT. So I'm gonna load up the animation for the dragon when he shoots the fireball out and see if I can get a good pose off of that without having to even tweak it. And if so, I'll just export that out. It's just an OBJ probably, since that'll behave better with Lightwave. Just strip the bones out because all I care about is that one keyframe pose. So let's go open scene. Characters, Middle Ages. This would be dragon. Man, these font is like so small. I'm like right at the point. It's like, do I bust out the glasses for this? It's like, you know, do it that way or this. So yeah, half the time you probably see me going like squinting, trying to read. I'm stubborn, man. I'm trying to fight glasses as long as I can. Okay, not icon pose. I want throwing. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it works because in the game, because the motion has to mimic the catapult, right? So the catapult has the shot here and it launches that way. So as a result, I had to mimic that with the dragon at the cost of doing a nice animation. So what I'm going to do is dragon. Let me try this. Let me come back here into icon pose. Alternate. Like that. Okay. So now I can wreak havoc on this. So let's see, what I'm thinking is like oh, alright. Since I'm finally animating again, I can bust out my old Logitech controller here, which I've not used in ages. Let's see if it's working here. Let's try something here. Oops. Yes, no, maybe. Oop. Nope, not yet. Okay. It should be working. Let's go away and come back. See if that makes it wake up. Alright, game detection Maya. So, did it lose its brain? Let me check this real quick. Yeah, looks like most of them. So, set as persistent and set as default. And it still doesn't want to. Okay. Don't know why it's not detecting it. Let's see. Oh, my exe. Alright, let's repoint this puppy. Would it be, Ben? There. Still not seeing it. What is up with that? Alright. I've had this problem before a couple of times where it just sort of craps out and I have to sort of like unplug and replug. Let me try it this way. Just fire up a notepad and yeah, see, it's not, I'm hitting the keys and it's doing nothing. So it is not Maya's fault. It's actually Logitech's fault in this case. So, let me... Oops. Wait, where's he plugged in? Isn't it? No, it's in the back. Alright, hang tight one sec. Let me see if I can unplug, replug. Alright. Uh-oh. Looks like I lost my Logitech camera. Oh, crap. Okay. Hang tight here for a second. Alright, all kinds of technical difficulties. This is good. That way. Just a nice shot of my hair. Oh, come on, camera. Come back to me. Whoa. No. Alright. Really? Yeah, it's totally goofing up on me here. Sorry about this. Let's see. Done. Hey, and we're back. Okay. Note to self, don't randomly unplug stuff, and that's weird. So, crud. Once again, my Logitech has gone dead on me. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna have to, live without the OP scripter. Hey man, how's it going? I'm just suffering through some technical difficulties here. But, alright. So, I quit. I'll leave it alone. I was trying to use my old Logitech controller that I like so much, but I guess I'll have to do this old school. How's it going, man? So, the big news for me, if you see up there you go, up that way. So, I've set official date. 15th is when the game's going to get released now. That is the new plan. Go to bed in an hour or so. I'll work tomorrow. Hey, no problem. I appreciate you coming by in the first place, man. No worries. Yeah, finally. Yeah, better late than never. So, yeah, pretty excited about that. And I was showing this off, too. Check this out. You see the screen back there? That's actually the server. So, I've transferred it now. So, if you play the game now, you're actually going to be playing networking on that computer behind me right there. Rather than Amazon. Since I never could figure out the Amazon issue with the clock messing up on me. You know, occasionally. So, there you go. My solution is forget Amazon. Just roll your own. So, that's set that up yesterday, and it's working nicely. Alright. Man, I really miss my controller here. I love that Logitech controller, but it is so finicky. Ugh. Oh, I got single control set up? Okay, well I just want to do this one pose, so I'm just going to leave it. Oh, yeah. I hate this. Oh, man. Alright. So what I'm looking for now is trying to find a good pose that I can drop in here where the dragon's kind of launching it, right? So, oh, you know what? Actually, I should probably go up with it. Alright. So, I want this guy to go this way instead. So, he's going to be, like, leaning into it, like so. There he goes. Yep. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's see. Man, I really need that Logitech to work again. It works so much better in Maya with that, not on the keyboard. Yeah. So let's get the wings up in the air like this. We can see them better. Like that. Oops. Yeah, can't do that. Can't do train side on that. That might be good enough. I'll get the other wing to do something similar. Yeah.